Guys, today in this video we are going to test RTX 30 Ti with the Ryzen 5 3600. So yeah, on RTX 30 Ti and Ryzen 5 3600 you can see we are having about 102 FPS, 101 and 100 FPS as well. Look at the CPU usage and the GPU usage. CPU usage is like 61, 72 and 77 as well, but look at the GPU usage. You can see here we go, the GPU usage is just 85, 87 as well. It's fluctuating, but look at the graphics of this game. This games look fantastic. Graphics are very cool as well. So one more thing I want to say is that if you find this video helpful, then like this video, share this video and subscribe to the channel as well, because I need your support, guys. Look at the benchmarks over here. You can see frame rate is good, average FPS is 99, minimum average FPS is 89. Okay, here we go. And you can see the clock is like 7 GB, 7000 megahertz, and VRAM is just 4.7 MBs, 4007 MBs. I want to say 4700 MBs. That's what I want to say. A GPU temperature is 66 centigrade because it's very hot here. Because by the time I was shooting this video, I was not at home. So yeah, I was in some other country as well. So that's why. So you can see this was the benchmark of Red Dead Redemption 2. Now let's move towards the second game, which is Hitman 2. Okay, here you can see on the screen, in Hitman 2 we are getting around, the average FPS is 73, 74, and look at the houses and the other stuff over here. And you can look out the GPU usage. It's 46%, and sorry, CPU usage 44%, and the GPU usage 74%. So it is okay, it is not that much bad, and we are getting almost 80 FPS in 1080p ultra settings in Hitman 2. So that is a perfect combination for a budget builder. So yeah, I would definitely recommend you to you can buy this one. You can go with this deal because it's quite amazing. And you can see the RAM usage, it's almost 10 GB, and VRAM is just like 4 GB, almost 4 GB VRAM. Okay, but look at the graphics, look at the shadows. The shadows look promising, and other stuff over here as well. And we are just walking around and giving you a little bit of test, so how this game works in these kind of conditions as well. Let me interact with person and stuff as well. So you can see still we are averaging about 85 FPS, 86 FPS. That is really cool. Yeah, so average FPS are almost around, it will go towards 90 as well in some cases, but not now. So the next game is Mafia Definitive Edition, which is the Mafia Remastered Edition. So it's definitive editions. So on 1080p high settings, you can see we are actually getting 103 FPS. So that is really cool that we are getting 100 plus FPS in 1080p high settings. The game that released like 1 to 2 months ago, not 1 to 2 months ago, like this year. No, not this year. The new year has started, the previous year. But you can see the CPU is 49%, 50%, and while the GPU usage is 85%. So even it is not using whole of all GPU, still it is giving us like 104, 105 average FPS, which is kind of cool. And here you can see people are fighting, but I don't need to fight with anyone. I'm just running around and going wherever I want to go. So you can see the graphics, the textures and other stuff. This game looks promising as well. And look, the car just hit me. So by the way, no problem. So I have also created a benchmark playlist on the channel, which you can see on going to the playlist section on my channel. So yeah, so here you can see now average FPS are 144, sorry 104, not 144. So this was the Mafia Definitive Edition. So the next game is Metro Exodus. So this game is amazing. I just played this game recently, and the game is amazing. The graphics of this game are amazing. The detailing and other stuff on rail tracks and other stuff is well, and looks kind of beautiful, you can say, look realistic as well. So we are getting average FPS of 112, 113 in this game. That is totally playable, that is more than playable, that is the best on 1080p ultra settings. This is, we are talking on 1080p ultra settings. If you talk about 1080p high settings, then I would say we will definitely get 130 to 135 or even 140 plus fps in this game with this combination, means RTX 3060 Ti and Ryzen 5 3600. So you can see CPU usage 56% and GPU usage 85%. Still 15% of the GPU is not used, and you can see the difference, which is amazing. And the graphics are very good. Details, look at the the things are just destroyed, the trees and the mountains over here. So yeah, so if we talk about the RAM, it is consisting about 6.5 GB of RAM. And yeah, that was the thing which I want to told you. So the Metro X Soldiers works fine in this graphic card and this CPU Ryzen 5 3600 as well. So it's a perfect combination. You can buy this one, you can go with this one if you are in a budget. So yeah, so the next the next game which we are benchmarking is Battlefield 5. Yes, so Battlefield 5 1080p ultra settings, not high settings, it's ultra settings, and we are getting average 136, 139, even 140 average fps. So I may say if we turn it on high settings, then we would be getting like 160 fps. So that is very big thing. And the CPU usage is 60 to 65%, and the GPU usage is 85 to 90%. So again, that is the same thing. And you can see I am just going around, moving around, roaming around, but you can see the graphics, the textures and the other stuff here as well. It looks quite promising as well, but the game is fantastic. I would say this game is fantastic, Battlefield 5. But I am hoping for a better game from these developers as well. You can see we are just having about 134, 135 and even 140 in this game. So on 1080p ultra settings, I don't think so you're gonna face anything, any issue or any other stuff. So yeah, this gonna work very fine for you, and you're gonna enjoy the game as well on playing on this combination with RTX 3060 Ti and Ryzen 5 3600. Even you can go with Ryzen 5 latest CPUs, which are the 5th generations. So yeah, so the next game is Death Stranding. I haven't played this game much, but the game is amazing. The things to stable the player and to carry stuff, it's amazing basically, I just want to say. And you can see we are averaging about 145 fps in 1080p high settings. Okay, it's not ultra, it's high. So yeah, and you can see 65-71% of the CPU is consumed, and the GPU usage is 91, 90, 89 and 91. So yeah, it is fluctuating a little bit, but it doesn't make a lot of difference here. But you can see the game looks amazing and the graphics are good as well. So little bit details are also very good. This game is designed properly and it is optimized for this graphic card as well. But the first thing which I would like to say is that this game is optimized very good for this combination as well, you can say. And you can see the RAM, which is like 8100 MBs. So yeah, so the next game is Horizon Zero Dawn, the latest game, the newest game of the Horizon series. So it is the second part of the Horizon series. So you can see on average we are getting 99, 100, 101 fps, which is cool. Now 102 fps, which is like amazing, because if you want to play this game on 1080p ultra settings, you can play with over 100 fps on 1080p ultra settings. So by the way, I love to play this game, And you can see here we go, 64, 74, 81% of the CPU is consumed, while the GPU is 94%. Okay, this game is consuming the lot of GPU, but still we are getting more than 100 FPS, so it is okay. It is well optimized for this GPU as well, because we are playing this game on 1080p ultra settings, not the high one. So you can see if we play on high settings, I may guess we would be getting like 115 to 120 FPS, so that would be great as well if you want to play on 1080p high settings. So this graphic card is also made for 1080p ultra gaming. So yeah, RTX 3060 Ti is the best graphic card you want to buy for a 1440p gaming or 1080p ultra gaming, not for 4K. By the way, you can see 102, 103 FPS, and you can see the other stuff here as well. Look at the grass, look at the other stuff. The last game on our list is Control. Yes guys, you have guessed it right, it's Control. This game consumes a lot of GPU and CPU as well. But right now you can see how this game is optimized for Ryzen 5 3600, because it is consuming like 30% of the CPU, and look at the GPU usage is just 94. It's not just 94, it's a lot, because I told you this game takes a lot of GPU usage. So you can see we are achieving about 109 110 fps on 1080p high settings, not ultra settings, it's high settings. And by the way, I would say that look at the VRAM, we are just taking almost 4000 MBs of VRAM, and look at the RAM, it's almost 7 MB 7000. Yeah, so you can see it is working very fine, and you can enjoy the game as well. So if you want to download, you can download and play the game. Control is a nice game. So these were the benchmarks. I hope so you enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed, then make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and watch the gaming benchmark playlist. I have also compared many games and many GPUs with other GPUs like RX 6900 XT with RTX 3090 as well. So this was a video. I hope so you enjoyed. Bye guys, see you next time.